I became a teacher to help students get a peek into the beauty I see in mathematics, to make it seem a little more fun, a little more like play. But when I started teaching AP Calculus, I realized I was forgetting one key factor: the almost paralyzing fear of earning anything less than an A. Being a perfectionist myself, my students' pain was all too real and left me with vivid flashbacks of my own high school teachers scribbling on the board at what felt like lightning fast pace, while I tried my very best to accurately transcribe the notes so that I could go home and digest some of what we had learned for the day. Between trying to figure out what my teacher was trying to convey and fumbling through homework problems over the phone with my best friend, I really don't have the best memories of math class. And I loved math. So when my AP Calculus students were leaving class on a daily basis with more questions in their head than answers in their notebooks, I knew I had to do better. I wanted to help my students rediscover or discover for the first time their love of mathematics. I wanted to have time to throw ideas around and talk about math, and to check in with each of my students every single day. I wanted to truly personalize their learning, and I wanted class to revolve around their needs for the day. So here was my solution: to flip my classroom. This brief introductory video is meant to welcome you to the flipped classroom experience. Before I jump into what I mean by the flipped classroom, I wanted to give you some background. It all started with me feeling really pressed for time in AP Calculus, which isn't conducive to building strong relationships with every student in the classroom. I truly care that each student's individual needs are met, but time is often an issue. So I asked myself, how can I make time for interactive discussions as opposed to a one-way lecture, and create a supportive environment where each student's need is met? My solution? Eliminate lecture. Simple, right? So as I thought more about it, I looked to technology to help me solve my problem and give me the ability to offload the very teacher-directed lecture. And so now, instead of lecturing in the classroom, I create a video lesson for students to watch at home, which will equip them with all the fundamentals they need to have an engaging discussion and to problem solve in the classroom. More specifically, students will receive a blank PowerPoint handout, which is the same presentation that I am inking on in my video, and they will take notes on the PowerPoint as I am doing in the video. These notes will then serve for the basis for our in-class discussion as we hash out the details and connect all the dots together. In addition to having their note sheets filled out, there is some interactivity and monitoring built into the videos. Embedded quizzes will serve as learning checks and provide immediate feedback to the student, which can help cue them to replay a portion of the video or start a question to be asked in class. These quizzes will never be graded. They are only meant to help both me and the student determine what made sense versus what needed more clarification. Call-out boxes, highlights, and pointers will also help draw attention to important parts. The video might pause before I do a calculator activity, so students are encouraged to get out their own calculator and follow along with me for practice. In addition to me making video lessons, students will have assignments where they will be asked to make their own videos. Explaining a solution really solidifies understandings and helps students make connections to the larger picture. As teachers, we know very well that there is no better way to learn than through teaching. It's important to understand that the flipped classroom is more about shifting the teacher-directed activity home and making the classroom space very student-centered and student-driven. The student is given all the tools to be very resourceful and independent in their learning, and the classroom can become a more supportive, calm, and inspiring environment. Students are given ample time to do collaborative problem solving. The flipped classroom is all about giving students more ownership for their learning. Instead of constantly prompting them, my role is to guide, to listen to their questions, and join in on their discussions.